안녕하세요. 저는 박성준의 Korean Dream 원인 라이크입니다. 저는 제니 킴 Korean for 있습니다. 오늘 저희는 CPR을 하게 되는데요. 우리는 오늘 데이비드 칭에 대한 내용을 하고 있습니다. 데이비드 칭은 미국에서 태어나는 한국 셰프이고 그리고 뉴욕에서 레스토랑 많이 열어서 우리 이 사람에 대해서 얘기를 할 겁니다. 잘 봐주시길 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
Background: David Chang Suk-ho is currently a Korean-American chef, author, and a television personality. He is the founder of the Momofuku restaurant group, consisting of Momofuku Noodle Bar, Momofuku Sambar, Milk Bar, and Momofuku Co. in New York City. Momofuku Co. was awarded 2 Michelin stars, a rating system used by the Red Michelin Guide which represents excellent cooking worth a detour.
On recent terms in 2018, David Chang had created, produced, and starred in a Netflix original series called Ugly Delicious. Chang had a part-time job at Mercer Kitchen in Manhattan and answered phones at Tom Colicchio's craft restaurant. Then he moved to Japan to work at a small soba shop and then a restaurant in Tokyo's Park Hyatt Hotel. When he returned to the United States, Chang worked at a cafe, Bolud, where his idol Alex Lee had worked.
Accomplishments of David Chang. Chang opened his first restaurant in Momofuku Noodle Bar in East Village in New York City in 2004. Momofuku apparently means Lucky Peach. Momofuku Sambar was opened in 2006, a few blocks away from the noodle bar, and Momofuku Co. in 2008.
In 2010, he appeared in the 5th episode of Season 1 of HBO's Chim alongside fellow chefs Tom Colicchio, Eric Rippert, and Wiley Dufresne. His presence on the show was expanded in the 2nd season when one of the characters, a New Orleans chef who has moved to New York City, takes a job in his restaurant. Chang has also served as a guest judge on the reality show Top Chef All-Stars.
This is amazing.
Welcome to Los Angeles. I'm so glad you opened a restaurant here. By the way, I was talking about reviews to Jason Bateman and the Rotten Tomatoes. Do you pay attention to your restaurant reviews?
Unfortunately, I'm a bit obsessive about it.
You are obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you ever learn anything from them?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to get feedback. It hurts always when someone writes something negative.
Right.
But you keep your eye out for the big critics, though.
Do you know when, I've always wondered about this, when a food critic comes into your restaurant, do you know they're there?
Yes, I mean, here's the problem. Sometimes you might miss them.
Okay.
And you never want that to happen, but you sort of train. You're constantly training a Facebook of like who's coming in, and you want to make sure that you get them, for sure.
So you have the waiters, they know.
Everyone's getting trained about what they look like.
Really?
And you want to like get a protocol so they're not nervous when they do come in.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable. And do they know you know they're there?
Yeah, there's a Chinese wall, right? Like in America, at least, like I've always felt that even if I know the critic,
Yeah.
you never like, hey, you don't go to the table like, hey,
Yeah, no.
good to meet you again. You know,
It's blow
just
the
like,
whole thing.
Keep it separate.
But you make sure that they get a good meal.
You know, this is a problem for like an audience or someone hearing this.
Yeah.
You really want everyone to get the same meal.
So tell us why the title of the show is Ugly Delicious. Why is it called that?
So the phrase ugly delicious is talk about some of the foods that look sort of not great, right? Like a bowl of curry, for instance, while it's super delicious, isn't the most photogenic.
Yeah,
but
it's not an Instagram kind of
not-
meal.
Yeah, there's foods there that should be celebrated or talked about, but they're not as much as something that looks like cool, right? And on another level, I think Ugly Delicious turned out to be a way to talk about food as a point in culture where, you know, we should be talking about stories that aren't being told as well, because everyone has to eat. Everyone would rather eat well, and it's something that like bonds us all.
I had a great meal with you. You invited me to be on your barbecue episode with Adam Perry Lang, and we had this meal with. Well, explain what we had there, because there were so many things I just had no idea what was coming at me.
So my buddy Dave's mom and I cooked together, and I remember like looking at your face, you're like, there's just so many dishes of food.
Yeah, it wasn't even about the food, because I'm used to eating a great deal of food.
Yeah.
And there were so many actual dishes, like so many bowls. It made me wonder if they just throw them all in a swimming pool or what happens afterwards.
There was a lot. So that in Korean food, that's called sort of like panjan. It's like kimchi, and and just other like things that you might eat with rice, and we had lettuce wraps. But the thing we were cooking with Adam, you know, the great sort of chef, that's barbecue expert, was these Korean short ribs, and that's what I wanted to make for you.
CPR 프로젝트에서 배우는 게 많이 있었습니다. 데이비드 체인에 대한 내용을 많이 배웠고 우리가 우리 사회 셰프들에 대한 내용을 많이 배웠습니다. 데이비드 체인이 어떻게 모모푸구 레스토랑 라인을 이제 시작했는지 알게 배웠고 그리고 TV 쇼 그런 같은 것도 안에 있었는 것들 또 많이 배웠습니다. Thank you for watching.